Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center, and across the high desert today has been chilly. It's been gusty. It's been a little wet with scattered showers rolling through the Tri-County area, but a change up in our weather pattern is still expected, and we get a break between systems. That's going to be tomorrow. So we're going to take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast, just like we do every day. And here through the next several minutes, we're going to talk about what's been happening, what's going to happen, and really what the center point of those changes is going to revolve around. And we're going to start things off with our weekend planner. So today, chilly. Tomorrow, just as chilly, but more sunshine is expected with some afternoon clouds. Now, a few of the forecast models are hinting at some light showers, but at best I think that's going to be reserved for the highest elevations, and most of the Tri-County area remains dry. There is a chance though of a few sprinkles with a light breeze and that cool feel that we had today, just not feeling as cool as it did because we're not looking at the winds. Now, by Sunday, temperatures bump up just a little bit, but by the afternoon, showers are expected, and that's going to just slam us back into another active weather pattern as the beginning of our next system starts to impact us. So yes, rebounding highs, but then it gets wet, breezy, cooler, and even bigger changes are on the way. So just to recap with our headlines, more sunshine Saturday, afternoon shower Sunday, and roller coaster temperatures are set to continue. Let's go ahead and look across the high desert, and through our cameras, what we see is a mixture of sunshine and clouds. There are some showers off in the distance. You can see them in the Pine Mountain camera looking way off in the distance. Earlier, there were some in the Prineville Reservoir camera, but for right now, it just looks like partly cloudy. Mostly sunny for a few other cameras, and through the Cascades we have lower visibility and precipitation continues to fall. Meanwhile, when we look at roads, the biggest difference is some of them have shadows, which is indicative of that clearing, and others are still a little damp. Satellite and radar does show that we've had our in and out clouds. We've had some of those showers, and we still have a little bit of snow through the Cascades. But let's look a little bit at the bigger picture. Well off camera to the left side, just above my head, that's where our system is, and it's already starting to fizzle out. This remnant moisture is going to break apart here through the next several hours, and by tonight we get our clearing. You can expect calming. Winds won't be as strong, but temperatures are getting colder. And looking at a little bit bigger the picture, and this again is enhanced satellite. I take the infrared satellite and I tweak the colors just a little bit, add an enhancement to it so we can really focus on where there's clearing, where there's really high clouds. And at the moment, across our Tri-County area, just in and out clouds. Some of those green spots on there where we have slightly higher clouds, that's where we have some of those showers that are pushing through. But looking even at the bigger picture, our system is starting to break apart. Now we still have a little bit of a steep gradient, but winds are breezy offshore and over the Tri-County area. We've even had some of those stronger winds. But let's go further out. There is a ridge of high pressure that's going to be building into the Pacific Northwest, and further out over the Pacific Ocean, we start to see our next system, and that is that cluster of clouds that's just off the coastline of southern Oregon, the barely southern Oregon, mostly off of California's coast, and the top of it is what I was talking about with southern Oregon, but we're starting to see an intensifying low pressure right here. And that's going to be the next system that rolls through the Pacific Northwest. And so for us, we get a break between systems, and then by Sunday, the edge of this starts to impact the Tri-County area. So let's go ahead and look at your forecast model. This is one of the proprietary ones to the people that do our weather system, and so here through the next couple of days, we are looking at a few differences than other forecasts are showing. First off, we see that next system well out over the Pacific Ocean. Second, what we have is some precipitation over our Tri-County area, and ultimately we're looking, I just needed to reset that graphic because I was moving around. Ultimately, we are looking at these showers that we've been getting today starting to fizzle out and then clearing. Most of the clearing happens after midnight, some of it before midnight though, and by Saturday, some PM clouds are expected. Now we are seeing a couple specks of green showing up. This is simulated radar where you're seeing the green and the blue, and those specks of green are hinting at a few sprinkles. If we get those, I think those are going to be just reserved to the highest elevations, and then those clouds thin out. But then Sunday, increasing clouds. Showers begin during the midday and afternoon hours. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to stop this, and I'm going to open that graphic just so we can specifically talk about it. All right, so this is where we were just a few minutes ago, and I am going to go ahead and zoom in so we can really look at what's going to happen for the Tri-County area. So here, Sunday through noon, it stays relatively dry. Afternoon, we start to see showers and associated with that warm front pushing through the high desert. This is also about when it really starts to get breezy for most of Central Oregon, even gusty at times, and then that shower activity continues to roll through. By Sunday night, after sunset today is 7:28, and after that we start to see a transition as the cold front pushes through to snow in the Cascades, and then some of those snow showers in the lower elevations. However, by Monday, more precipitation rolls in, and it's going to be mostly cloudy with rain and snow showers. We'll call that a wintry mix. And then it continues into Tuesday, but by Tuesday, we have some clearing during the early morning hours just before our next cold front rolls into the region. So a lot of changes are expected. The stronger winds are coming back, but we have that one day. We have Saturday when we're looking at more sunshine, a light breeze, and some of those in and out clouds by the afternoon. Between now and Sunday at 11 p.m., we are looking at mostly rain, and a lot of that's already pushed through. More of it is expected Sunday afternoon, and some snow in the Cascades. But let's look at a different one. That was a high resolution model, and typically this season it's been overdoing it in the Cascades. Just between now and 7 a.m., we're expecting some snow through the Cascades, and then fast forward all the way through Sunday at noon, and nothing really new happens except for the showers that are starting to come in late on Sunday. Then through Sunday afternoon and evening, more rain. By Sunday night, more snow in the mountains, and by Monday morning at 7 a.m., we're looking at a trace to maybe an inch in our lower elevations on the east slopes of the Cascades. In the Cascades, 2 to maybe 5 inches. And then by Monday at 11 p.m., that goes from 2 to 5 inches to 4 to 8 inches, I'd say. Because this one right here, where you see the purple and the blue, that's where the 8 to 12 inch range starts, and we don't see any pink in there. That's the highest elevations of the sisters. So we are expecting some mountain snow, a few totals in the lower elevations, but really for the lower elevations, everyone, I'm not expecting much more than a trace to maybe 2 inches. Winds today have been gusty. They're so gusty right now. Look at these gusts between 19 and 31 miles per hour. Actual wind speeds are between 15 and 20 miles per hour, all coming out of the west. But here through the last couple of hours is when those wind speeds really picked up. This wind trend graphic, everything to the left of that now line, that white line, is observed. Everything to the right is forecast, and the last checkup was, our update was at 4:30. So here through the next couple of hours, we're expecting tapering winds. By the time we hit 9, 10 o'clock or right around the time that the March Madness is wrapping up on CBS, we're looking at winds coming back down to a light breeze. Still breezy at times, but they continue to taper. And by Saturday, a light breeze with that additional sunshine. It's still going to be chilly though. And by Sunday, around the time our next system is rolling into the region, midday and afternoon hours, wind speeds crank back up. It gets breezy, it gets gusty, and winds are mostly out of the south at that time. Meanwhile, in the last 24 hours, temperatures topped out in the 50s with a few 40s and a couple 60s. That's 60 in Warm Springs, I believe, was yesterday. Today we're actually running a little bit cooler, and we're mostly in the 40s with some 50s on the map. Now, the temperature change, delta T, that change in temperatures in the last 24 hours shows that we're running from near where we were this time yesterday to 12 degrees cooler, and so it's chilly. Now, the next couple of days, it stays chilly Saturday, even with that extra sunshine. Temperatures bump up on Sunday, and then that next system rolls in with rain and snow showers, stronger winds, and we get back into the 40s for highs and a few 50s. By Wednesday, they start to rebound, but a few more systems are going to roll through the high desert. So for tonight, temperatures are going to be bottoming out, in the 20s with a few 30s. A couple spots bottom out at freezing. So that means near and below freezing temperatures overnight. If you're a go-getter and you've already started to plant outside because of the 70s we had earlier this week, know that you're going to either have to bring those in or cover them up, because we are looking at a hard freeze in some parts of the Tri-County area. By Saturday, 50s and 40s once again. The average high temperature right around 52 degrees. And here is your 7-day planner. Seasonal temperatures are 57 for highs and 29 for lows. And that is in Redmond. In Bend, it's 53 as a high and 29 as a low. And so here through the next 24 hours, we actually get more sunshine. It stays chilly, and then that next system rolls in Sunday during the afternoon hours. It gets wetter, rain and snow showers through Monday. Look at this drop in temperatures, though. We're bumping up Sunday just before the showers start up. By Monday, upper 40s, low 50s. Still on either side of 50 degrees by Wednesday. By Thursday, we still have a few more lingering rain and snow showers, and then clearing, and the warming trend begins. I took a peek at what was going to be happening for, this time next week, Saturday and Sunday. So after this time next week, and it looks like a warming trend is on the way. Temperatures climbing back into the 60s. But let's go ahead and look at the temperature trend. Day 6 through 10 still shows a little below average for this time of the year, and not quite much in the way of precipitation. And ultimately, we are looking at this active weather pattern really continuing through the next several days. But I did want to show you one more thing. Yesterday was the first time since I started working in Oregon that we had a completely clear drought monitor. So we are no longer in a drought. Just last week, there were some spots where it was still abnormally dry, that yellow color. And just a quick checkup on that. When we look at precipitation in the last 30 days, observe precipitation. This actually, there's an algorithm that shows, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. There's an algorithm that puts this together and figures out the colors and everything. And what we're looking at is if it's red, just like west of Tillamook, right on the coastline, that's where we've had very little rain, and it's still pretty dry. But when you get to yellow, that's where in the last 30 days, we have seen just below average for this time of the year. Where everywhere that it's gray, that's where we're right where we should be for this time of the year. The green is where we should be to 200%, so double what we typically see for this time of the year. The blue is 200% to 300% of what we typically see this time of the year. So we're actually sitting in a really good spot. In the last couple of weeks, the state hydrologist and working with the people that put out the drought monitor, they've been talking about taking us out of the drought. But now we're finally there. We are drought free. And we've been getting a whole lot of precipitation. But when we look at the bigger picture, go through the last 365 days, we're on either side of that, so near average for the last complete year. So that's not just 2025 or 2024. That's going back the last 365 days. And so that was some good news. I just wanted to share that with everybody. And here through the next couple of days, like I mentioned before, we're still expecting more precipitation. But just a rundown of your weekend headlines for Friday, March the 28th, Saturday, more sunshine. By Sunday, afternoon showers, and that triggers our next active weather pattern. Roller coaster temperatures getting chilly, getting breezy, and even some snow showers expected. That is the latest in weather. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Through this evening, I'll be checking in and helping to answer any questions that anybody has. Right now, there are some showers, but also some areas of sunshine. And tomorrow, more sunshine is expected, but it's still going to be chilly with a light breeze. That's it. We'll see you later. Join us tonight at 5 on ABC, and then after March Madness on CBS. Usually between 9 and 9:30 is when we're able to start that show. And then at 11 o'clock on ABC and CBS. Like always, we'll be streaming at 6 o'clock, so if anybody wants to catch that, you can. That's it. We'll see you later.